Okay, so we are live. We are ready to go. We are going to be going ahead and answering questions about basically, you guessed it, Social Security benefits. I know you're excited. I'm excited as well. With that said, there are some basic rules and we need to go through them. They are very simple. They're very straightforward. They are, you get about 5 to 7 minutes per call. You call this phone right here. The phone number I'm going to put in the chat session right now is 407 279 1754. Again, 407. I have something stuck in my teeth. 279-1754. Now, here's how this is going to come down and work. All right, here's the bottom line. I'm going to go ahead and answer questions. No story mode when you call in. Have your legal question ready. Use a fake name. You get 5 to 7 minutes. And remember, mute the TV on your end if you call me through the phone. That way we don't get like the double yada yada thing. Okay. All right. With that said, some basic things to know about this. We're going to do about 30 minutes. We're going to answer as many questions as I can. We're going to try and get you on, answer your question, get you off so that other people have a chance. If you don't get a chance during this particular call, this particular session, we will be doing more sessions. So please don't send me hate mail, an email that's like, you ruined my life. You know, one of those gigs, because I do get those where if I didn't get to you, like, remember too, if I don't get to you, like, I don't even know who you are half the time. Like, you're like, how could you do this? I don't know. I don't know who you are. So point is, just, you know, remember, I'm going to be doing more of these. So I do them all the time. I do usually 2 per week if I can. So a lot of times I fall asleep at the computer and then I get exhausted. But bottom line is, we're going to do 2 of these usually per week. And now I'm going to go ahead and begin the process of opening up the phone. Here we go. Speaker is on. Hi, this is Attorney Walter Hnot. Let me get the phone adjusted there. Hi, this is Attorney Walter Hnot. We are live on YouTube. Remember to use a fake name throughout this process. What is your legal question? Go ahead.
I have a disability hearing coming up Thursday.
Okay.
And it's for a physical disability, like my spine, and I've had neck surgery, back surgery, knee surgery, and carpal tunnel surgery, and heart surgery. Like, I've had all this stuff happen to me like the last 3 years, and I've been stressing out about this case because it's been drug out for like 2 years now, but I've got into I've been dealing with mental health stuff, and my psychiatrist wrote out or filled out some paperwork to send in for me as well.
Okay.
I was wondering if that right there would be a good thing, or if that's going to make me look bad.
I mean, it's a good thing if the doctor supports you. I mean, if the doctor believes that you're truly as severely impaired as you are, then no, that's a good thing. That's a really great thing. But, you know, keep in mind, I don't know what the doctor's notes actually say. The doctor could be supportive. The doctor could be negative towards you. So have you read the report that doctor sent in, or not really?
My wife did. I looked over it. It's like it just now got sent to me today. It's PTSD, major
depressive disorder.
Yep. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And generalized anxiety, something, and there's something else. I couldn't remember exactly what it was, but it was like several different things, but it was all saying that I couldn't function like a job, like at a normal job, and that it's because of that and my pain.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I'm stressed out about this hearing now. I'm not. It's going to be a Zoom hearing, is what they told me. I found out a Zoom audio hearing. I don't know how that works.
Is it only an audio hearing with no video?
It just says audio on the paperwork I got.
Mm-hmm.
It says audio hearing the 16th at 9:15, I believe, 9:15 a.m. And it says audio hearing.
I mean, to be fair, like, you know, at the end of the day, one of the things you have to keep in mind is if you have an audio only hearing, you get to kind of have your notes in front of you. So, like, you know, like, I've got a hearing at 8:30 a.m. with the claimant that, you know, basically I want to make sure they're good to go. But I think I scared them a little bit today with some tough questions. So I was like, all right, just let them simmer. And then in the morning, I'll connect with them. But one of the big things you should be doing is creating a bunch of those questions You know, so that basically you can write down, or you write down a lot of the bullet points to what you need. Like, what are your top 5 impairments? When do they begin? When do they get severe? What's the best evidence of severity for each? What are your symptoms? What are your signs? What are your medications? What are your side effects? All that kinds of stuff.
Okay, see, that's the main. I think the main thing I wrote down a lot of stuff, but the main thing that had me stressed out so bad was I've had my surgeons and stuff write out stuff for me. They're like send paperwork in the beginning, and now they want me to do this thing called a spinal stimulator. So they send me to this place that does that, but they're like a pain management place. So they give me pain medications and stuff, manage my pain medication and drug screening and all that kind of thing. But when I asked them to fill out something, they said that they stopped doing that.
Yeah, so a lot of facilities,
about that, you know?
they stopped doing that because they weren't getting paid enough to do it. But sometimes when you talk to them and say, hey, can you go check and see if there's a doctor who will do it for payment? You know, usually between $200 and $350, they'll be willing to go ahead and fill one out if they know your claim.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know that. I would have definitely offered that. Yes. Because the way she answered me like in a manner that it seemed like they had done it before, you know, and then I was thinking, well, I guess I'm the lucky one that don't get it.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I mean, yeah. So, I mean,
so the best thing I can do is write down all the questions. Since it's going to be on audio, that means they won't be able to see me.
So basically, yeah, I don't know exactly what you have, but very likely if it's just audio, they won't be able to see you, which means that you can have documentation in front of you, which will greatly increase your likelihood of being successful with answering the questions. But again, the top bullet pointers, you know, what are the top 5 impairments? What are your medication side effects? When do they each begin? When do they each become severe? What's the best evidence for each? These are kind of your basic fundamentals for having a successful hearing. But let me do this. I want to take the next caller real quick and keep rocking and rolling. But do what you can, good sir.
Right,
you have a lawyer, right? I mean, the lawyer's like, you know, worked with you.
Yes, I have an attorney. Yeah. Yes, I have an attorney. I wasn't getting like a lot of time with them until here recently, but I mean, I guess that's to be expected.
Okay, gotcha.
No.
Okay, well, do what you can, do the best that you can, and hopefully it'll be approved, you know?
Yeah, I hope so. Hey, man, I appreciate your time.
Absolutely, good sir. You have a wonderful, wonderful day, okay?
You too.
Thank you, good sir. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, good. We are going to go ahead and look for the next caller. While we're waiting for the next caller, please remember, if you need a tune-up on your Medicare, I've partnered with Chapter. Go ahead and give them a call. It is 339-226-6287. Excellent. With that said, we're going to rock and roll onto the next caller. And keep in mind, it is late. It's 11:36 p.m., so it was pretty late. It was pretty late. Let's see what we got here. I'm not seeing it. What are we doing? What do we got? We got no more callers. All right. So now when there are no more callers, because it can be late, what we do traditionally is we begin the countdown. If I make it all the way to 0 with nobody calling in, then at that point, basically, I go ahead and pack it in. And keep in mind, I have an early hearing with a spicy judge, and then I have to go to work with the homeless directly after that. So keep in mind, we're going to go ahead and do the countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Give it a little bit more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so we have not had a damn it. All right, here we go. Hi, this is Attorney Walter Hnot. Remember to use a fake name throughout this process. What is your legal question? Go ahead.
Yes. So my question is, what should someone do if the Social Security Administration states that they owe them back pay and they continue trying to tell the Social Security Administration that they don't? They're going through the process, but the Social Security Administration seems to lose the paperwork. I've tried to even go in front of an administration judge, and they're trying to deny that as well.
I mean, so okay, a little bit more background as to like what they've denied, because are you applying for it before the cycle of the appeal? Like, did you get your denial at recon and now you have to go to the ALJ? Like, give me some details here.
Okay, so I I was told that I owe back pay on Social Security. I'm already disabled. And it didn't make sense. So I requested an appeal, and I've also requested a waiver. The first two, they said that they never received it. And I've even put in a submission to go in front of a judge, but they just, it's odd that it keeps happening, because it's not just one check that they've done it to. At one point, I received 3 checks because I'm a disabled dependent of a deceased veteran. So I was collecting off of my father, I was collecting off of myself, and then I was getting supplemental security. And they say that on all 3 of the checks, I was owing them money. And then they've also admitted that it's because of their system and the way that their system works. It's their error on why there's money owed back pay.
So, okay. So I guess what my question to you would be, and I get all of that, like, what is the reason for the overpayment again?
There's like, with the supplemental security, they gave a lump sum of money whenever, because I wasn't collecting it, and then I separated with my job, and whenever I separated from the job, they told me, well, because you have work, you need to do the Social Security under your own social. You may not get it under your father anymore. And so once I did that, I also did for the supplemental security income. And with the supplemental, they did a back pay, and they sent me a lump sum of money stating this is what you were owed. And then they decided to come back at me and go, we weren't supposed to pay you that much money. You owe us $2,500.
Okay.
That's on top of another back pay that I've been paying back for a few years before that.
Okay.
And that was one of the ones that I tried doing an appeal and tried doing a waiver on, and they said, we never got the appeal, we never got the waiver.
Okay.
And so I was just letting that one go. I was just like, hey, I'm just going to let it go. They're going to do what they're going to do. Just let them take the money back. Once it's done being paid, it's done being paid. And then once that money is almost down to where I owe them almost nothing, then they come back at me again and go, now you owe us more.
Okay.
And to me, I almost feel like there's fraud going on within the Social Security Administration somewhere, because this type of incident isn't just happening to me. There's other recipients that I know that are going through something almost exactly the same as me. They get told, you owe us back pay. They're going through, they're like, okay, I'm just gonna let them garnish the wages, take the money back. And then once they get down to almost being paid completely off, then the Social Security Administration comes back at them and goes, oh, you owe us even more money.
I get it.
And
Okay. But so here's the thing, like, is it correct? Like, is the money that they paid you like too much? Did they make a whoops?
They have personally admitted that it was their error for the overpayment. So it's not my fault that they overpaid me, but they are stating that they overpaid me, and they stated that it was not my fault that they overpaid me. And that's why I'm trying to go in front of the administration law judge and say, hey, if it's not my fault that I was overpaid, so what's going on in your system? There's something in your system that needs to be fixed, because if you're doing this to me, how many other recipients out there is this happening to as well? you're giving people money and then coming at them and saying, hey, we didn't need to pay you this, we've overpaid you, so now we're going to garnish your wages.
So, okay, do you want my, like, because you seem like the type you're like, can I just be straightforward with you, or you're going to get like emotional about it?
You can be straightforward.
Are you going to get emotional about it?
No, I'm not. I'll use it as constructive criticism and take the advice, the information that you're giving me, and use it to hopefully better myself.
Okay, good. All right. So basically, during the Martin O'Malley period, they were working on creating all these rules and regulations that would make it so that if the SSA made the mistake at the end of the day, you know what I mean? The SSA would have to eat it. And that was the direction of the quality of the law that was coming out pertaining to this situation. However, we now have Trump in. And Trump's thing is, if we accidentally, pay you too much, you got to pay us back. So you may get an administrative law judge that is more akin to the O'Malley era. You may get an administrative law judge that's more akin to the Trump style of logic. So to be fair, and you said this is only over like $2,000, like $2,000 something dollars.
For the supplemental security, yes, it was like $2,500 because they gave me like $3,000 back pay. I turned around and I used the money. I was trying to have the transmission on my vehicle repaired so I could have reliable transportation. And then after the money was gone, months down the line was whenever they said, hey, you owe us. Right. And this was before the Trump administration. This happened a year and a half, almost 2 years, more than that. It happened.
So jumping in real quick, the SSA, all right, so if it's around that much, they will usually waive amounts that are that low, because it's not worth them to keep going through this over and over and over again. If they won't waive it, then try to do an 80% settlement reduction if you're getting caught up against the wall. And, with a low repayment plan for the remaining, essentially, or sorry, a 20% reduction so that 80% would still have to be paid. Because remember, at the end of the day, I don't know. Okay, look, here's the thing. People always tell me like their innocent version of the story. And so, when I come at this, like I have to keep in mind, I might not be getting the real nitty gritty of what actually happened. So, assuming that there might be more to this story, you're going to first try to get a waiver of the full amount, because usually the statutes, for 2,000 something, they'll allow a waiver for the SSI people. If it's 1,000 under, then they definitely do the waiver. If it's not, then, there's a little bit of a asking and hoping and praying. If they still won't do that, try and get a 20% reduction with an 80% payment for settlement. And that you will, now usually they look to see, full payment of the 80% settlement, but see if you can work a deal where basically you can go ahead and, pay it back over time. The other thing is, if you go into this and say, I de facto have no fault in this, which I know where you're coming from, you just need to be able to show all the ways that you gave the SSA an opportunity to kind of see the problem, rectify the issue, etc. So, I'm not sure if you've established a defense of that, and we can't spend too much time because I have to go to the next caller, but what's a real short explanation on the defense that you have established as a result of that?
Pardon me, could you repeat the question on that?
Sure. What is the defense that you've established to basically deal with how the SSA had full notice, should have been aware, they were fully the ones that mistake with this thing. Like what defense have you established for this upcoming hearing?
I honestly haven't established a defense because I'm not sure where I'm going with this. After filing 2 different sets of paperwork and the administration stating that they never received the paperwork, and then me having to file more paperwork with them, I'm not sure where I'm going with it. So I haven't made a defense because I don't know what might be going on. In all defense, whenever I've questioned them on regards to the back payments, and they've explained to me how their system works with the back payments, it was admitted from the administration that the way that the system works, it does have a flaw in it, and that there are a lot of cases like this. They have admitted that my case isn't the only case, that there are numerous cases like this, that they pay the person before they double check what do they owe the person.
Mm-hmm.
So they say, okay, between this time and this time, we're going to pay you back pay. Here's the money. But then 6, 8, 12 months down the line, they do, their quote research, and they go, we weren't supposed to pay you that, so now you need to give us money back.
I get why it's unfair. I get it. Man,
And
I get it.
That's kind of where my defense would stand right now.
That's a general overview. Like, what have you established?
There's a flaw in the system.
Yeah, but man, what have you established for actual fact patterns to show specific contact times you've reached out to them, they verified it? Like, what have you established? And I guess that's the main problem here. You're going into a hearing in front of a judge, and all you've got as an opening statement is what happened. But you need to establish and build your facts and, basically create the write-up to show the judge you gave every opportunity to them. And what resulted was basically an outcome that was unfair to you. Now, I don't know all the facts to this. This might be a thing where they told you and you said, go screw yourself and blah, blah, blah. And it was early on and yada, yada. And then you should have returned the funds or whatever. I don't know what the facts of the claim really are, but you got to work on what your actual defense of this situation is going to be with facts.
Okay, and that's probably going to be, it would need to be more than just call logs on my cell phone showing where I called them and was on the phone with them for an hour and a half.
That plus more. Yeah, I mean, you're going to definitely need more than just that. You're going to want to build the case out, to kind of show everybody all the details that make sense. But I'm going to take the next caller, good sir. I will catch you a little bit later. You have a wonderful, wonderful day, okay?
Okay, thank you all. You too. Take
Thank
care.
you, good sir.
Bye now.
Bye-bye. Hi, Attorney Walter Hnot. We are live. Remember to use a fake name throughout this process. What is your legal question? Go ahead.
Hi, my mother passed away about 3 months ago. I collect Social Security disability. And in the will, it states that I'm not getting anything, but everything's going to my sister. And so she's going to give me like $20,000 from the sale of my mother's house. How do I handle that, being that we're only allowed to have $2,000 max assets?
You're an SSI, not an SSDI?
SSDI, yes.
Oh, you're an SSDI. So I mean, it's if it comes down as like a income to you the way it's written, then basically the next you're gonna get hit for 1 month, and then the next month it's not gonna matter. So yeah.
Oh, so they'll just take my benefits for that 1 month?
Yeah, usually they'll hit you for 1 month. Because it'll come in as some form of like an income given to you or some sort of it depends on how they actually create, the document. What you want to do is have the funds flow to you so it's not traditional income. Because it'd be over SGA. And then if you can get past that little hurdle, then you'll be on track to the next thing, which is basically, if the SSA tries to come at you, you have to have, well, it's not going to matter. It's SSDI. It's just, you only get hit for a month. So just plan worst case scenario, get hit for a month. Yeah.
Oh, I can handle that.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, great.
Perfect.
Thank you so much for taking my call. You have a great night.
Thank you. You have a wonderful night. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Perfect. All right, we're going to take one more caller because we're getting close to that 30-minute moment. I'm just going to wait until the next one calls in. Let's see what we got. Nope. Let's see what we nope. Okay, while we're doing this, please remember, if you want a longer session, we got the 30-minute or the 60-minute private sessions in the bio area below. It's a mini contract. Here we go. Speaker is on. Hi, this is Attorney Walter Hnot. We are live on YouTube. Remember to use a fake name throughout this process. What is your legal question? Go ahead.
Good evening. My name is Ron. So I'm currently at an appeal process of step 3 of 5. I applied for disability back in September 2023, and then was denied. I did an appeal in May of 2024. Now they just finally got back to me, and now they like me to file an SSA 827 and then a pain summary or
pain
something to do with like the pain meds. Yeah. So my question is, does this look good, the current situation that I'm in, to proceed forward? And do you think with the current status of all the news is going on, could it be a while before I get a decision, or does this look good for my case going forward from here on out?
I mean, claims are still rolling; they're still happening. So, I mean, but they're requesting an 827 and a supplemental pain form. That's pretty much standard application. That gives no directional on whether or not you have a win or a loss. So, like, if you've already had multiple denials, are you going in front of the judge, or are you just like at recon? Like, where exactly are you at this point?
I've been assigned a disability examiner for this appeal, and they're requesting additional information with this pain questionnaire. They also say they might ask me questions about medical treatment that I've got or recommend, medical follow-ups, which I have all of my paperwork with my surgeries and my previous doctor visits, my impairments, how they affect my daily routine, my past work and job duties. And then they're saying your willingness to attend additional examinations. So that's the latest summary I've got on this situation that I'm currently in.
So, I mean, from my perspective, like, that's standard. Nothing of that is unusual. That nothing of that gives you an advantage. Nothing of that means that you're likely to win. That's just literally the standardized application of how they put people through the process. You're going to be going to a CEME, go in front of their doctor. The DDS will review it, take that, send it off to the medical consultant. They'll give their updated opinion, goes into the DDE. DDS rep sends it up to the manager for review. If it's a likely approval, it goes to the quality control. If it's a denial, it goes straight to field office. But there's nothing you've said that says like, oh yeah, he's going to get this. Nothing, none of that stuff leans that way. Yeah.
Okay. So final question. So I've been out since July of 2023. My condition has greatly improved. So my question is, if I put on there that, that my condition is greatly improved from when the state I was in 2 years ago, would they say, hey, you're pretty much healed up, almost ready to go, you're going to get denied? So would that hurt my chances of getting the disability and back pay if my condition indeed is just almost fully recovered as of now?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of, because I've been dependent on this, and I'm just getting the total run around with no financial help. And I'm just afraid if I let them know that I'm done much better, that I'm going to get denied again.
I mean, you can always fight for a closed period, but I mean, at the end of the day, like, how long have you been waiting since you filed again? How long of a period?
So I filed an online period of May of 2024, and this disability examiner assigned to me, they're requesting additional information from September 30th of this year. So it's been that long.
I mean, that's, I hate to say it, but that's not really that long, because the system kind of sucks. But, all right. So, okay. So realistically, what we're talking about here is, I mean, you're just going through basically, it sounds like classic recon. So, going through the adjudication, but if you improved and you're doing much better, that's probably going to show up in your medical documentation, and they're going to use that to, very likely deny you. So, I mean, at the end of the day, like, are you good to the point where you might be able to go back and get a job or something else?
No. like I said, this is my 10th surgery I had. I just had a second knee revision surgery, and I got sepsis last year, long story short. So now I'm 9 weeks out, and I told my doctor, look, I'm going to be PT until the end of this year, early January. Would you release me? He asked me what kind of work I do, and I told him, and I said, I won't be doing heavy kind of physical work, but I'll be doing other work where I could be standing on my feet and doing light work. And he said most likely he would, allow me to sign me off to go back to work if I did some kind of light duty work.
I mean, walk me through this. Do you want to go back to work? Do you want to earn more money?
Absolutely, yes.
Oh man,
yes, I do want to go back to work.
Yeah, I mean,
yes, I do.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to play the system and sit around and collect disability right now. No, I'm intending on getting back to work. I like to do it soon, but at the same token, I think I'm deserving of this disability with my past recent history with what I got going on. And you answered my question. If they see that I've improved, that I'm going to get denied. I'm just looking at it from a financial standpoint because it's getting really tough now.
No, I hear you. If it were me and I had the option of going back to work, I would make my plans to go back to work. Yeah. But I mean, I don't have the severity of your documentation in front of me to say okay, this is a good claim, keep going or not. But if you can always do a closed period claim. So use that to your advantage going forward and do what you can, because that really is the directional option that you might want to go with. Yeah.
And what's that called again, sir?
It's a closed period of review.
Closed period of review. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I've hired a disability advocate. I've got them working with me, and they're kind of working in conjunction because I had this other company called Allsup through my union benefits, and they kind of weren't doing anything. So I got a hold of this disability advocates, and I'm kind of working with them, and it just kind of seems like they're not really doing anything to help my case out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's why I was calling you. Would it be worth to go down there and talk to them in person to see what they got to say?
You mean like the SSA or your advocate?
Yeah.
Okay.
The SSA.
So not really, because if you go to the local field office, your claim is with DDS, and DDS is not the local field office. I know where the local, DDS offices are. I'm not allowed to say where they are because they don't want people showing up.
Understood.
Yeah.
Understood. Well, thank you so much for your time, sir. I greatly appreciate all the information.
Yeah, absolutely. And, what I would say is this, all right, what is your most severe impairment?
Bending with my knee because I got limited range of motion. I mean, now that I've got out of surgery for 9 weeks, I could walk around with basically minimal amount of pain. Mm-hmm. But as far as bending down and stuff, that's the only thing I'm really limited on. Okay. Is that and going up and down stairs a little bit.
So first and foremost, when I ask people that, I kind of gauge how much training have they had. And if I say what's your most severe impairment or what's your most severe medical condition, if they tell me a symptom of it, then I know they've had zero training. So in your case, you're saying bending of your knee. And so that's not actually a medical condition. What is the medical condition that causes the knee to have that difficulty?
The previous surgery that I had.
And the previous surgery occurred because of why?
Sepsis.
Okay. And so walk me through, considering that, do you use ambulatory devices? Are you on heavy pain meds? Are you going to therapy all the time? Give me the walkthrough.
I'm doing PT. Unfortunately, I'm doing just PT at home because I got a severe wound. So I have to wait for this wound to heal up before I could continue doing serious PT exercises as far as bending of my knee. So the sepsis I got extensive bone loss, and the knee replacement I got in my leg of my right knee is it's similar to the knee replacements that they use for cancer patients that have extensive bone loss. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that's what I currently just went through about 9 weeks ago.
Okay. All right. So
that's what I got going on.
So in order to be found disabled for basically musculoskeletal, bone related, issues, things like that, they're going to look for certain types of evidence. Do you know what types of evidence that is?
Types of evidence. I mean, I have it documented with my surgeries. I'm not really understanding the evidence you're asking about.
Okay, so do me a favor. Call your advocate tomorrow and ask them what is the best evidence that they have for each one of your impairments, and let them tell you what is their belief as to why you should be found disabled going forward.
Okay, so ask them the best evidence of each impairment that I have to see if I can move forward.
And then part 2,
Okay.
what's better evidence that you should be obtaining for each impairment?
What's better evidence I should be obtaining? Okay. Awesome. Well, I'll give that a whirl, and then I'll watch your channel log. So if I see you pop back up with your little question seminar, I'll definitely give you a ring.
Perfect, sir. Sounds good. You have a wonderful, wonderful day, okay?
Likewise, sir. Thank you again for your time. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Bye-bye. Have a wonderful day. Okay, everybody, so that is the final call of the night. We have reached the 35-minute mark. I will catch you all a little bit later. You have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful night. Please remember to be kind to each other. Please remember to like and subscribe. Hit that like button. If I did help you out, please head over to Google, type in disability resolution or disability resolution law firm. Throw up some stars if you want. I will catch you all a little bit later, and we will rock and roll from there. Thank you so much. And remember, if you have a bigger question, 30-minute or 60-minute private consultation, mini contract is below. Catch you later. All right. Thanks so much, everybody. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.